Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of PlayStation Pursuit. So in this episode, I'm not going to have any PlayStation favorites because I have a pretty decent amount to go through and I want to do them all in one episode. Plus a really cool PS1 related thing that I got that I'm really excited to show off and I'm really excited to have. I've been very busy in my free time, what little free time I have. I've been absolutely obsessed with Final Fantasy 15. I bought the shirt out of excitement as well with the Chocobo Crossing sign. It is definitely one of my favorite games. Might even be my game of the year, although Doom was so good that that might be my game of the year this year. But Final Fantasy 15 has been taking up most of my free time. And I finished the main story and now I'm just doing post-game content. And it's just been such a great game, and it has a lot of flaws, a lot of issues that I could see some people taking some reservations against the game with. But for me, the hype level that I had built up from the pre-release trailers over the past 10 years, what I liked from those and the two demos that I played, that all came to fruition in the full game. So for me, I was perfectly satisfied, even though I do have some gripes with the game from a storytelling perspective and some other decisions. I was like, Argh. But what a great new direction for the series. I feel like Final Fantasy is back. You can actually say that after the goodwill lost from Final Fantasy 13, I really think the community is majority positive over this game, and I think that's fantastic. So anyway, it's not PS1 related, except for the fact that I will say that I definitely can tell from the last gameplay trailer we've seen of Final Fantasy VII Remake for PS4 that the evolution in the series into that game, now when I watch it I go, wait a minute, that looks a lot like some of the gameplay systems and the way you traverse the environment that it felt like in Final Fantasy 15. So I think they learned from Final Fantasy 15 some new ways to make more set pieces and almost stuff you see in action adventure games into an RPG. So I'm actually super excited for that now, because I think just having Final Fantasy 15's gameplay with the story and characters from 7 makes me want every game remade with the Final Fantasy 15 format, just with all the old stories and characters. So, super excited for that. Anyway, that's been my free time, but stick around and I will show you what games I got for this episode. Pretty good stack, so stick around. Okay, so the first thing I want to show off isn't a game. It's a demo disc that my friend April, who you may have seen in past episodes of Sprite Lovers, she donated this to me. So she sent me a message, asked if I had it, and I didn't, and she shipped it to me. So thank you, April, for this. It's a demo disc. I believe this was Pizza Hut demo disc. I think I had a disc-only older Pizza Hut disc, but not this one. So really cool. I don't even know if I have that one still. But this demo disc I didn't have, so thank you so much. And it was not $500,000 winner. I checked, but really cool. She, the discs in there, and there was a cool little note that said, "Sorry, this is not a winning disc." So I'm glad that you checked too. You were like, you want this disc? Wait, is it a winner? So thank you so much for that, April. Now to get into the games. I'm first going to show two games that I got. This was at the J Street Video Games at our local mall. I just check in there once in a while because sometimes they get random common games that I don't have. And one of them I got real cheap was a Razor Racing, the Razor scooters. And then this one looks pretty cool. It's Inspector Gadget's Crazy Maze. And what I like about this one is it's top-down 2D, maybe puzzle-based gameplay. I don't know, but different than I thought. When I saw the box for this, I was like, "Oh, Inspector Gadget. It's probably gonna be a 3D action-adventure licensed game," but it's very different looking. I think it's more puzzles and stuff. So, really excited to check that one out, and didn't have it. So, really cool there. Now, the major stack that I got for this episode was Black Friday purchases. I went to Micro Game Play and Trade, which I've talked about in past episodes because I've gotten games there. And similar to their summer sale, they had a buy two, get two free game sale on Black Friday for PS1 and other systems. They actually had buy two, get three if you were getting like Wii and stuff. So really good deals for Black Friday, but I took advantage of the PS1 section to get some that I didn't have, and there's a few in there that I really wanted. So I'll go over those right now. And I apologize. My life's still in a bit of disarray. And like I said, my free time's been taken up with Final Fantasy 15. So I still haven't put away games from the past few episodes. They're still over here, but you're going to see, once I do organize this, you're going to see some of the new layout with the shelf filling up here, because I'm definitely getting more games. But let me start with these. So I don't remember which ones were which prices, but I used the buy two get two to bundle all the 99-cent games together, and to get two, you know, basically half off all of the games. And I think I spent like no more than $40 on all of these games that I'm going to show you for this section of the video. So the first game is called Maximum Force, and that is a light gun game in the arcades. I don't think this has light gun support though, so you're going to have to use a controller, which is stupid for light gun games. But it's a light gun game by Midway. Didn't look that good, but I always wanted to play it because I liked light gun games when I was growing up, so we'll see if that is any good when I do play it. This is covered up by sticker residue, but it's NBA Fast Break 98. It's another sports game I didn't have, but it's also not your typical one. It's not, I think, like the NBA Lives, the EA Sports game, basically. Those ones you see a lot more because they were the more popular ones. So this Fast Break 98 game probably wasn't as good, but that almost intrigues me more because it's the one you don't see all the time. So pretty excited to get that. Speaking of that, I do have actually a couple sports games under this banner, and it's the Konami Double XL Sports Series. This is bottom of the ninth, 99. There's a lot of nines on that cover. 9999. And if it was made by 989 Studios, then it would be even more nines. But it's not. It's Konami. This is one True Pinball. It was covered up, so I was like, what? True Pinball, a pinball title that I've never seen, and it was super cheap, so glad to add that one to the collection. And then I have here another sports game, Fox Sports Golf 99. A lot of 99s in this episode, but yeah, this one is another one you just don't see that cover a lot, so I'll take it because I need it for the collection, and it's pretty cool to get that one. This is a puzzle game in the budget series, because you can tell by the banner at the bottom of the artwork. This is Puzznic, so it was probably released for $10 or $5 or whatever these value games were when they first came out. But it says fast-paced puzzle fun. Sometimes you can't go wrong with Tetris clones or other gem-based puzzle games. They usually tend to be pretty good, even if they're just knockoffs of another one. And sometimes really good games come out of just being a cheap knockoff. This one is called Hugo, the Evil Mirror, and I think there's 2 Hugo games for the PS1. This one looks to be all like pre-rendered backgrounds and stuff, so I think this is the one that's more plays like an adventure title. And I don't know if Hugo is a European children's license or something. I've heard of it before. I think there's other Hugo games, but pretty sure off the top of my head there's 2 PS1 titles. So now I have this one out of the way. I think the other one might be more of a typical either a 2D side scroller or a 3D platformer. I can't remember off the top of my head what it was, but it was definitely in the style, or using this character, but in one of those styles. In the last game of the first stack, I have the second game in this series, and I might have talked about it a few episodes back when I got it for PS1. And this is the first one. It's Roll Cage. I think Roll Cage Part 2 or Volume 2, I can't remember what it was in the name. That was the one I have, but now I have the first one, so really cool. Another Psygnosis title, which I've talked about them before, being a publisher back in the day that did a lot of cool titles. Actually, before PS1, but on PS1 I have a lot of memories of them, so pretty cool. Okay, so this is the rest of the games from Micro Games still, from Black Friday, so definitely was a fruitful sale for me. And like I said, with what I spent overall to get all these games, it was fantastic. So this is another racing game. I played a demo of it on, I think, PlayStation Magazine demo disc when I was younger, and I really liked this from the demo, but I never played the full game, so now I have it. It's called SCARS, which is an acronym. I don't know what it's supposed to stand for. Super Criminal Activated Racing System. No, I don't know. That's my version of it. So I got that. And then I have, this one is called War Jets. One word. It's covered up by sticker residue, I'm sorry. But it's called War Jets. And I thought, like, oh, maybe it's just like a flight simulator game. But I noticed on the back, it looks like it's a Twisted Metal type clone. But I see on one of the screenshots here, the letters WDL. That's World Destruction League. And I had World Destruction League Thunder Tanks a few episodes back. So this must be in the same series. So pretty cool. Never played either of them, the one I got before or this. So I'll definitely check them both out now. But another one for the collection. This next one I've actually wanted for a while, and my friend Tom got this recently, and he was telling me it was actually pretty cool. It's basically a Time Crisis clone, and it is Gunfighter: The Legend of Jesse James. So looking on the back, it does look very, I mean, it's a light gun game, but this one has analog and special controller options, so it's not just the D-pad like that Maximum Force game. So cool to have that one, and I'm looking forward to playing it. The next one, it's by EA, and it's called Dark Light Conflict, and I've heard of it before, and just looking at the back, it really looks like a Colony Wars title, which I like those. And Blast Radius is another one that reminds me of Colony Wars on PS1, which I haven't mentioned in the past. But this one I've never played, so looking forward to seeing if it's any good. This one's cool. I never see this. I have heard of it before, and there's a reason I thought it was pretty cool. It's called N-Gen Racing. N.Gen, or actually on the side it's just N-Gen, one word. N-G-E-N. But what's cool about it is it's a jet racing game, so you have like fighter jets, and it looks really cool and colorful. I hope it's a good game because it always looks cool in pictures from magazines, and it's got really nice colorful artwork and everything, so cool one to have, and I don't see it often. Now this is one that I definitely don't see often. It's just one of those weird looking games, and it's Pitball, and yeah, it's all one word in the spine, even though it looks weird on this cover. Pitball, and then it says, the only sport in the 23rd century, and it has a gorilla crushing like a demon or something like that, so it's some space sports game, and it might be crap, but it looks kind of cool. It reminds me of like games like Death Row on the original Xbox that try to do like their own sport, and sometimes these are really fun, sometimes they're crap. This probably will fall in line with that other game I got a few episodes back that was like Professional League of Pain or something. It's probably, you could make those like a PS1 genre in themselves, so glad to have that one added to the collection. And I'm down to the last two from Microgame, but I've not done with the episode yet. The first one is a very Mario Kart looking, not Mario Kart like 64 and onward, but the original Mario Kart where it's very like flat but detailed tracks and everything. Looks like that, and it's called Wrecking Crew, and it has split screen and some big, like there's a big polygonal sphinx and stuff. So this one always looked cool to me. I always wanted to play it, but I never have. Tons of characters and everything. I think this is on other platforms as well. I don't know if it was on Super Nintendo, but pretty cool looking game. I'm glad to finally get it, and I got it for a great price, and with the sales, might even been one of the free ones I got. So, and then this one right here, I'm actually most excited. It wasn't in an original PlayStation case, but it has the artwork I checked underneath, so that's all that matters. So I just got to get a clear case because this one you see has a black spine. But the game, it was recommended to me by my buddy Pete Dorr, which I've talked about before, and you know, you've probably seen him on YouTube because he was one of the original YouTube gamers who showed off his pickups and everything. And we always go back and forth with like weird, quirky is actually the word my friends and I always talk about, that they pick on me for using the word, but quirky is the best way to describe some of these titles because they're very odd and unique. And I like those. They've always been my favorite kinds of games to collect, are the oddball ones. And this one is no exception. It's called Roscoe McQueen Firefighter Extreme. And I watched Pete Dorr live stream this on his Twitch channel, and I got to see some gameplay, and it did look right up my alley. And one of my favorite games of all time that I used to have, that I sold to my buddy Scott, was for the Sega Saturn called Burning Rangers, and it was made by the team who made Nights into Dreams. And it was a futuristic firefighting game. So I always liked that game, and even though this doesn't look futuristic, it does have a weird style to it, a little cartoony, but the fire effects look really good for PS1. And once I get it in a new case, I'll be really glad to shelve this one and check it out when I get a chance. So those were all the games I got from Microgame. Now I did get one more thing that's not a game, but it's PlayStation 1 related at the Black Friday sale. But I'm going to show that last because I want to get through the last two games I got. So let me move on and tell you what I got there. So these last two I got from Voltage Video Games. They're both long box games that I got at, this was our downtown Syracuse Voltage, because there's two I've mentioned in the past and I've gone to. This was not one that I was looking for when I was there. Actually, the other one is the one they knew I was looking for and gave me a call when I came in. But this one is a PlayStation Classic, and I have versions of this, but not this original one. And I'm glad to have the long box. It is the original Ridge Racer, and the case is really beat up. I'm gonna have to get a new case, but it's the one that's easiest to replace. It's not like the weird ones with the arts put right into the packaging or anything. So I will replace this. But I love the original Ridge Racer, and original Ridge Racer. It's a lot of Ridge sounds. But really cool to have that one. It was like $2 or something, so really cheap. Another long box game down, so pretty cool. But speaking of long box games, this is the one that they got this, I'd say 4 months ago, 6 months ago. They got a copy of this in, and my friend Alex, who works at Voltage, said, yeah, they had this game in here, and it was a lot pricier for this platform's version than I expected, because it's on a lot of other systems. And I looked it up, and I found out, yeah, it is kind of more revered on the PS1, and somebody grabbed it right when it came in, so that was another reason. He told me, he's like, oh yeah, somebody else got it, so it's not even here anymore. They got another one in. I don't know if it's the same one coming back in, but they got another one in, and it's definitely a popular franchise. Many people have played this game, but it's NBA Jam Tournament Edition. It has the NBA sticker on here and everything, the hologram one, holofoil, and it's in great shape. Got the manual and disc, and yeah, this is a pricier game. It's not like over $100 or anything, but for NBA Jam, which is on almost every platform under the sun, Game Boy, Game Gear, Super Nintendo, Genesis, this for some reason is a little pricier than all those other ones. So I'm glad to have another long box, and I love the NBA Jam, so this might be, maybe it's so revered because it's a really good version. So and I hope that's the case because I haven't played this one, so definitely excited to have that. All right, so those are all the games I got. But I do have one more thing I wanted to show off that's, like I said, not a game, but it is from the PS1 era. And one of my favorite underdog games that I mentioned in a PlayStation favorites of the past. I don't think I showed footage because I wasn't showing footage yet, but it's a Final Fantasy game. Most people hate Final Fantasy VIII, but I still have fond memories of it, like I said, even though I definitely think it's flawed and similar to 15. I think it's got some flaws, but I think it's really good. I think 15 is better than 8, though, in some ways. But anyway, this is from Final Fantasy VIII, and I saw this when I was getting the Black Friday games at Microgame, and I was like, whoa, that's from Final Fantasy VIII. I kind of want it. And I'm going to try to find a nice spot in the backdrop here, because I think this would be really cool for it. But it is a giant Guardian Force figure of Bahamut, the cool dragon summon from the Final Fantasy series. I mean, this thing is huge. I love it. It's got the wings, and I love that this box is huge. And it's in pretty good shape. I mean, it has some dings and stuff around it, but it's an old cardboard box from, what, 98, 99? Yeah, 99, I think this came out. And what's cool on the back, it advertises the other ones, which would be great to have. And then it has Front Mission 3, another PS1 game, has some figures that they made for that, too. Would be so cool to have all these someday, but I definitely am glad to have. This is like the one I'd want the most, although Diablos was one of my favorite Guardian Forces from Final Fantasy VIII. So if I could ever find that one, that would probably be the next best one I want to get. But there's all the Guardian Forces had really cool figures here, so I'm just really excited that I found this. So just get another good look at it. It's really huge, really detailed. I may even take this out just to look at it because it's so cool, but I'm definitely going to keep everything in good shape and keep it on the back wall to display it. So super excited to get this episode, and I'd say it was a pretty successful PlayStation pursuit since the last pickups I showed. So alright, I have to do a little bit of tallying because I don't remember where we were with the games last time. I just know that we were over 600, so let's add to that total now. So stick around and I will let you know where I'm at today. Okay, so the total now is 620 games for PS1. So really exciting, and you know, even when it's not a game, if I can show off something this cool for a PlayStation Pursuit episode, I'm super happy. And I'm glad I got this around the same time that Final Fantasy 15 has been on my playlist and been a game I've been playing for a while. I definitely recommend you give it a chance. It's not PS1 related, like I said, but it's been taking over so much of my time, and there's some DLC coming, which was kind of stupid that they made it DLC because you can tell it's content they pulled out for DLC. But I love the game so much that I'm definitely going to give them the money. I should fight and protest DLC releases like that, but they also are going to patch a lot of stuff that is wrong with the game and try to fix it up a little bit. So I'm excited to support the game in general because I think they did a great job with it. So thank you everyone for watching once again. Check out or please subscribe or like if you haven't. And another thing I wanted to plug here is there's this new video site that everybody's using. I don't know if you heard about it, vid.me. It's like a YouTube competitor. I started to transfer all these episodes over there. So if you find yourself on that site, I'm going to eventually catch up with all my episodes and put PlayStation Pursuit episodes on there. I don't know if I'm going to do my full Sprite Lovers channel on there, but I'll have those on there too. So if you're on that channel, I'd appreciate it if you followed me on there too. And if you're on there watching videos anyway and you see a new episode once I'm all caught up on there, you can watch them on there as well. So I just wanted to plug that real quick too. So thank you everybody for watching, and stick around. I will show you the next episode soon. Hopefully I got some more in the pipeline. But the collection keeps growing episode by episode. And I think I'm gonna make that goal a lot sooner than I was originally thinking when I started this. So, thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next episode.